but empty barrels always do make a lot of noise. I don't think there are as many people as the media would suggest that are going to want to be opposed to this bill, because I think the bulk of the people in this country want the Prime Minister to do this. They want to see the level of illegal migration coming down. And I believe that this bill is one of the toughest bills I've seen in the 31 years I've been in Parliament. And I think it will do the job.
Do you not think Rishi Sunak has been hoisted slightly by his own petard here? In terms of this bill, it's only 12 pages long. He essentially says, right, Rwanda is a safe country. They've inserted these notwithstanding clauses, so it supersedes UK and international law. It also says we can disapply human rights acts in this country. It stops short of actually leaving the ECHR. That's the bit that Daisy was talking about. Those people in the Conservative Party who say, look, this isn't enough. Also, my understanding is actually the European Union can block this, the European Parliament, under the Trade and Cooperation Agreement.
So let's address that ECHR point directly. We are not leaving the ECHR. We are not pulling out of the ECHR. All we're doing in this bill is disapplying the relevant clauses relating to illegal immigrants. And I think that if you recall when David Cameron confronted the ECHR over prisoner voting, they backed down. And I think they will back down on this too, because I don't think they're going to want us to leave the court. And after all, other countries such as Greece and Italy, even France and Germany, have a much bigger immigration problem than we do. And I think you'll find they'll be following us
but if they
soon
don't,
if we
sorry,
succeed in it.
To interrupt, if they don't back down, do we then leave the ECHR?
Well, Rishi Sunak has said he will do whatever it takes. So I suspect if they are foolish enough not to back down on this, when a sovereign parliament has legislated specifically to do this, then I suspect Rishi Sunak will want to consider further measures. But that's a long, long way off yet. Let's get this bill through Parliament and let's see whether it works.
Isn't one of the issues that actually Rwanda is getting quite cold feet about the idea that Rwanda might find itself foul of international treaties and international courts because of the actions of the British government? They seem to be feeling that. And secondly, Sir Geoffrey, your opinions on what your former colleague Edward Garnier, now in the House of Lords, Lord Garnier, said, where he said, what this treaty has in effect done is the same as if somebody had said that cat is actually not a cat, it's a dog. And that is a quote from him. He's just saying just because you state something is what it isn't doesn't mean it's true.
Well, there's a number of questions there. First thing is Rwanda getting bruised. And I'm not surprised if the whole world was making comments about our country, as has been made about Rwanda, basically painting it as some completely lawless country that doesn't know what it's doing. I've been to Rwanda twice. It's a very nice country. It's a well-run country, poor, but well-run. And I can't see any problem with sending people there. So that's the first point. In terms of Edward Garnier's interview, I heard his interview. I mean, OK, I have respect for Edward. He's a good lawyer. I just think he's wrong on this. I do think it will work. But anyway, we will wait and see. When it goes through Parliament, we'll see whether it does work or not. But I think it's very unlikely the ECHR will want to pick a fight with us to the extent that we want to leave the court. I think that's just very unlikely.
I think in terms of the timing, Robert Jenrick resigning is a big blow to Rishi Sunak. Just in terms of this, we're talking about 44,000 people, 29,000 so far coming to this country. In terms of legal migration, also Jenrick had a pop at that. 742,000 came to this country. Even with Cleverly's announcement, we'll go down to nearly 500,000 people. Isn't the government chasing the wrong rabbit up the hole?
Well, I'm not entirely sure about your 500,000 people. I thought it was more like about 350,000 people, which is still a very high number. But if we want to have any social care workers coming into this country, if we want to have any skilled people coming into this country, we do need a certain number of people coming in legally. What we've been talking about here in Rwanda is illegal immigration, and it's basically those people in the boats with the vile traffickers taking them across on these dangerous journeys.